Hi, good morning. Great to be with you and to be part of this great seminar. My name is Craig Walker. I'm a Senior Vice President responsible for Strategic Customer Advisory at Salesforce. I'm also the former Global CIO of Shell in the downstream. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on and how the world is really changing. You know, the future is being created today. And we all know, and particularly as we hopefully come into a post-COVID world in 2021, we understand that people's expectations have changed. And I don't just mean our customers, I mean our suppliers, our employees, anybody who touches on our business model, who helps us create value, is looking for new and different ways of working with us. We also know that one of the biggest challenges we all face, and particularly in the oil and gas industry, is moving from products to services. Many of us, for decades, for 100 years, we've sold product. We've sold it incredibly successfully. We've put our label on the side and people have said that's good quality. I know that. I'm prepared to pay a bit more for that. But now we all expect service. And it doesn't matter whether you're a B2B or a B2C customer, we're being asked different things. It's not just about our salesmen going in and selling volume. It's about our customers saying, well, thank you. I love your products, but you know what? I'd like you to help me reduce my net carbon footprint. I'd like you to help me run my assets more efficiently. I'd like you to help me increase my yield of crops per hectare through the use of your product. That's quite a challenge. Most of us are not set up that way. We sell down traditional product lines. We have very little information and knowledge about our customers running across all of those verticals. To get to customer centricity for us is a challenge. And if that wasn't hard enough, we're moving from hydrocarbons to selling greener products and green energy. You can't even differentiate green energy. I can't say my hydrogen's better, my electrons spin faster, my LPG is different. Now it really becomes about service, about understanding your customer and thinking about how do I bring all of the things I know together to give the customer, both B2B and B2C, a different experience? How do I support my distributors in better and cleverer ways? And of course, the other thing that becomes apparent to us now is ecosystems and partnerships multiply the value of my business. The more I use those, the more I'm able to develop a bigger service around the customer's business and what the customer is really trying to achieve. And of course, all of this, as we know, is underpinned by data, because data enables us to create new value streams. I can create new business models based on data that I've never seen this way before, that I've never put together this way before. So bringing data out of my central systems, I'm raising them up into a system of engagement, a system of collaboration, a system of innovation is how I will be more competitive. I will bring my partners together around that. I will share that data and I will look to deliver customer success. And customer success will become the model in this new world. And if you think about this digital world, you know, people talk about digital transformation. I'm sorry, I've been doing digital probably for the last 40 years. I don't think I was doing analog. So what is digital? Let's just ground this. Digital is all about data. That's the big change, is our ability to acquire, move, connect, analyze, and use data and turn it into information that will drive a new and different business model. Data helps us get more efficient and more effective, but to transform, think different. So data is the lifeblood of digitalization. Analytics is the second part of this. Analytics, this is about having the ability to do computation, to do calculation in real time and deliver context relevant information to the person who is doing the job, the activity at that moment in that location. And finally, it's about connectivity. We can now move data at great speed, in great volume, move it, exchange it, share it, and make the real value from it. So when you think digital, think data, analytics, and connectivity. And this digital world is evolving ever faster. And I think there's some important success learnings. I think there's things that I've learned both at Salesforce and in my previous role at Shell that are important to genuinely changing your business. I think number one is think new business models. Getting more efficient and more effective is great. That's very important. But think about how you can use this data, analytics, and connectivity to create new business models. Think about, I don't know, the classic examples, Airbnb, Uber, they don't want asset. They didn't want hotel rooms or cars or petrol stations or whatever. They didn't want asset, just like fintech does not want the big branches, the infrastructure that the old banks had. What they want to do is create a business, a market from the data. They have data on what people want, they have data on what people can supply, and they bring the two together. Then they bring ecosystem partners in around that, maybe some travel insurance, maybe some tours, whatever it is with Airbnb, maybe some public transport tickets, all come into it. You build an ecosystem around that initial offering. The second one is follow the money. Look at where people are investing. Where's the smart money going? Is the money going into electric cars with batteries? Is it going into electric cars with fuel cells? Where are you going to place your bet? Look at where the smart money is going. Where are the investors putting the money? And think, how does your business play in that arena? The third one is network effect. This is the multiplying effect. Think what it must have been like to have been, I don't know, the first salesman for a telephone. And you're trying to say, here, buy a telephone. Why? What does it do? Well, it allows you to connect to other people who have telephones. Well, who else has a telephone? Well, nobody at the moment, but don't worry about that. Think about how once you get that first one sold or that second one sold or that third one sold, the thing is going to really move. It's going to accelerate. Develop the ecosystem. We've talked about that. Speed to market. Everything about digital, everything I tried to do as a CIO and everything I try to do now in my role as a strategic customer advisor is to help people get that speed to value, that speed to minimum viable product. How do I move from ideation through to getting it out there? You know, one of my battle cries was I want to see prototypes, not PowerPoints. Let's move at speed, try things out. It doesn't matter if you fail small, that's okay, but move with speed, try it out with 10 salesmen that want to do something. Incentivize change. Do not forget that the technology is but one part of culture, ways of working, people's individual reward mechanisms. How are you going to make this whole change occur? Why should people come on this inspirational journey with you? And finally, of course, with all this connectivity and sharing of data, be aware of the regulations. This is all underpinned by secure and reliable operations. So when I think about 2021 and I think about the business, I think the business is going to be challenged by a number of things. There is no doubt that all of us now have a virtual/digital expectation. We expect to work like this. We're happy to come to conferences this way. We're happy to maybe only travel and see that client in the Far East once this year instead of the 3 or 4 times that we used to go, because they and we are quite happy to interact like this. We realize we can have a more productive day. I can talk to 5 or 6 customers around the world. If I'd have flown there, not only would it have put up my net carbon footprint, would it have cost me money, but I would only probably have been able to speak to one of them. Transformation, I believe, will accelerate both within your company and outside of it. You are going to have to change. People are looking for this different experience. They're looking for virtual doctors. We've probably all done that during lockdown, had a virtual consultation. They're looking for virtual ordering. So how are you going to transform not only internally, because your employees expect something different, but your interaction with the outside world does? You know, I find it amazing that so many high street retailers are only just starting to wake up to the threat they had from Amazon, from Net-a-Porter, from all these other online retailers that have been encroaching on their business. And during lockdown, most of us switched to getting our non-perishables from those trusted people we'd always dealt with. And we found it difficult to use the current high street shops because their interaction between their digital world and their storefront just didn't work. It didn't exist that well. You know, I find it incredible that you can go into, I don't know, a high-end clothes shop, not something I like doing as a male. My wife likes to take me shopping, but I want to go in there, find what I want, get it and leave. I go in there, I find what I want, and what do they say? Oh, sorry, sir, we don't have it in your size. My answer is, that's okay. I'll pay for it now. You can have it shipped to me. Oh, we can't do that. Our systems are between the store and online. You can go home and order it online, or you can go to our other shop on the other side of town. That's not customer service. That's not what I want. That's not encouraging me to come into your store. Your store is going to have to offer a very different experience. I think another one that's going to change, we've all moved our supply chains to all sorts of different parts of the world. Supply chain resilience may become more important than supply chain efficiency. We've all striven for efficiency, for low cost, etc. But that's put it all over the world. It's raised our net carbon footprint. We don't feel as sustainable. And we now realize if that supply chain breaks, we're in trouble. Does that mean we're going to start bringing people and manufacturing supply chains closer to home? The final one is, I think sustainability is going to increase in importance. Society is going to worry about how sustainable is this product I'm buying. Has COVID given us a bit of a reset on the way we think about the world, on the things we think are important? Your company is going to have to show its sustainability credentials. It will probably have to publish them on the web. I should be able to go to a company and go, oh, yes, look, they've said they're trying to reduce their net carbon footprint. I can see it's happening. If I can't see some sort of proof, I'm going to think twice about going to that company. And I think businesses will focus on data-driven decisions. Too long we've trusted our gut. Too long we've all arrived in a meeting. Somebody's turned up with a spreadsheet. Somebody's turned up with a PowerPoint presentation. The numbers don't match, and we spend half the meeting arguing about the numbers. Now it's going to be about the data. We're going to make decisions based on the data we have available. I'm not saying we'll have all the data there, but we're going to make data decisions. Hybrid realities. I talked about it before. A lot of what we do, the way we interact, is going to be in this hybrid reality world. I'm going to try things out at home before I go and test them in the shop. I'm going to see what it feels like, perhaps. I'm going to see what it looks like. I'm going to see how it operates in 3D. This is going to become more of the way we work, both from a professional point of view and a personal point of view. And finally, back to the ecosystem piece, I think you're going to see more competitive collaboration. I'm going to want to work with the supplier of the equipment to that particular plant that I sell lubricant to. I'm going to want to work, I don't know, let's say with John Deere on the agriculture one. I'm going to want to know how my diesel and lubricant are performing in their equipment and how that's affecting crop production. And John Deere and I, if we can both work together, me as an oil company, they as a supplier of big agricultural machinery, we can offer the customer better success. And that is that's to both of our benefit. If I look at the themes for 2021, again, I think data, connectivity, and sharing will be everything. We've talked about data for a decade. We've probably talked about it for 30 years. We still haven't got it right. The ability to use more advanced tools now, MuleSoft in the case of Salesforce, to put a wrapper around your big systems, write quality APIs, have workflow, intelligent workflow, process automation, bring that data out, display it and use it, and allow people to update it on the device in the location they want is going to be everything. Platform and experience integration is going to be important. I don't want to go into 6 different systems to do my job. I want it to come to me. I want it to be, again, on the platform I want, and I want to use that. Architects in this new world are going to be vital. Our data architects, our platform architects, our integration architects will be everything. Intelligent automation is going to be the other one. Instead of just automating a process and getting a black and white answer at the end that says, yes, I put it here, or I put it there, or I don't know what to do it, so I've sent it to a human being, there'll be more of that gray area in the middle where we will start to build in more artificial intelligence to drive those process workflows. And I see that a lot at the moment. I can think of use cases around contact centers where a lot of information coming in, be it coming in by text, phone, email, AI is able to look at that and direct it to the right person and even look at the sentiment of what is going on in those messages. But I think the biggest thing we need to focus on as IT specialists is designing for uncertainty. Forget those 5-year plans and 3-year plans. We barely know what's going to happen next year. We are going to have to be more agile and more flexible and faster on our feet. And we're going to have to design for an uncertain future. Modular, reusable technology. The culture of 2021. This was something I really tried to do in my role as a CIO at Shell. It's speed to value, and it's about learning. You want to think big. You want to have that clear vision. You know the house you're trying to build. You want to start small though. You want to drive quick value with those people in your business that want to change. They might be salesmen, they might be engineers, they might be HR, they might be any employee who says, God, this process stinks. Go talk to your customer about what they really want. Customer centricity is not believing you know everything. Customers are now changing their expectations, as are your employees, your suppliers, your third-party logistics companies, you name it. You're going to have to go out there. I always used to say to my folks, I want to see you spend time on the road with our business, with a salesman, go out to a distribution depot, go on the road with a tanker driver for a day and see how lousy our systems really are. You have a vision, go try it out. Start small. It doesn't matter if you fail small. Try it out. Iterate for 90 days fast with 6 salesmen and see if you can really change the way they're going to market and increasing their sales. But once you get it right, you scale fast by using these reusable components. So think big, start small, scale fast. That has to be the motto. So finally, this new world. Can executives really make the change? You know, this is about responding to new expectations of our customers, our employees, our contractors, our suppliers, and society. Because if you don't have a societal right to operate, i.e. people don't like you as a company because they don't like what you're doing to the planet, they're not going to come to you. So don't forget about that one. And it's about changing our culture and our ways of working and the behaviors we value and reward in this new world. So how are you going to reward your staff in this new world to change and to become something that's really going to grow your business, that are going to look at different ways of working? It doesn't matter where you sit in a business, you should be a business person first. You sit in IT, you should understand how your job every day adds value, puts a dollar on the bottom line of the business. And finally, it's not about what made our company successful in the past. Many of us on this call, I'm sure, come from companies that have been around decades, if not 100 years or more. It's about how data sharing is going to enable new business models in the future. That's the goal of this. Hey, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope there was something in it. Very happy to take questions. Thank you again.